Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you a little story about Jackie Cincinnati. Jackie Cincinnati was one of the more interesting people I have crossed in my time. Jackie Cincinnati come into Cincinnati. He said, finally, I'm home. I'm where I need to be. When my mama born me, she gave me the name Mac Davis. And as I grew, I took my own name. I call myself Jackie Cincinnati because I could feel fate calling me here to Cincinnati. And we laughed it off because Jackie Cincinnati talked a lot of bullshit in his life. We arrive at Cincinnati. Train pulls into train yards. He says, boys, whew. He ran from the train yard right to the city. Right? I'd never seen somebody who wasn't on fire run so fast to a building. We caught up with him and he just looking around at the building, And we was like, Jackie, what in the hell are you doing? I understand you happen to be here in Cincinnati. It's your namesake after all, sort of. And he got real quiet and he smiled at us. He gave us a knowing smile. You know what a knowing smile is? It's a smile of someone who knows. And he lifted his arms above his head. And webbing done shot out of his hand, shot out of his wrist all over the place, just from building to building. And Jackie Cincinnati just take off like another shot. We spent a good 6 or 7 months kicking around Cincinnati. Jackie was settling in. That's a death knell for a hobo. Hobos is a transient lot. If you ain't transient, you ain't a hobo. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, Sawtooth Willie, you live underneath Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh's a big place. I move from one end to the other. Every now and then I go down and visit Florida and kill people. Don't publish that part. When I say that he was the Spider-Man of Cincinnati, I mean that he shot webs like a spider, and he would swing from building to building, and he ate flies, because you gotta eat whatever you can get your hands on. He wasn't going around saving nobody. He wasn't making no jokes, because Jackie Cincinnati was mute. He had his vocal cords removed somewhere around Chicago by the Constabulary area. Now, the other Spider-Man in Cincinnati was this big, huge sumbitch. And he called himself the Spider-Man of Cincinnati because he had arms. He had multiple arms. But the fact of the matter is that Jackie Cincinnati webbed him up because this big sumbitch, he big, you know what I mean. But he couldn't fight with a dam, and he had no webbing. So Jackie Cincinnati webbed him up and threw him in the river. And about that time, we said, well, now you've killed a man, Jackie. It's time for us to get the hell out of Dodge. And Jackie says, no, this is my city. I'm sticking around. We assume he dead. Because once you lose sight of a person, you assume they dead. Every time these fine folks come down here and talk to me in my underground and they leave, I assume they dead until they come and knocking again. So I assume Jackie Cincinnati dead. Until just about a week ago, I get a message on the internet. Somebody asking me about a brown pigeon. And she said, how do I get rid of this pigeon? And I inquired, I asked about the pigeon, and I come to believe this pigeon is a Cincinnati messenger pigeon. He just got a little lost. Surely the message was for me. I may have instructed her on ways to kill the pigeon, which in retrospect was a bad choice, but fact of the matter is, I got the message from Jackie Cincinnati. He said he ain't dead, which I can't see him, which that can't be possible. So the moral of the story is, ladies and gentlemen, when you in Cincinnati, watch out for Spider-Man.